Africa in December. A guide to Southern Africa's best destinations. Africa in December is unlike anywhere else in the world. As the Northern Hemisphere wraps itself in layers and tries to keep warm as the snow starts to fall, Southern Africa is welcoming the summer with its intense golden sunshine, lush green landscapes, and some of the best wildlife sightings on the planet, as this is the time of year when the newborns start making their first appearance. In cities like Cape Town, the air buzzes with energy as travelers, both locals and those from abroad, soak up the sun along the Atlantic seaboard. Inland, the bushveld is full of life as the summer rains reinvigorate the land after a dry winter. In December, the Victoria Falls begin to thunder with renewed intensity, and the Okavango Delta turns back into a dense oasis, giving travelers a safari experience like no other. From the arid beauty of Namibia's deserts to the turquoise waters of Mozambique's islands, December in Southern Africa is utterly bewildering and a feast for the senses. For those looking to end the year with a real adventure, December in Africa is the perfect time to experience the continent's gorgeous landscapes, spectacular wildlife, and interesting cultures. What are the top Southern Africa destinations to travel to in December? If you intend to travel to Africa in December, the South is where you want to go. Much like Europe and Northern America, the African countries above the equator have their winters in December too. Should you want to escape the snow, these are some of the Southern African destinations worth adding to your December travel plans. Cape Town and the Garden Route, South Africa. Cape Town in December is a city in full celebration. As South Africans would say, it's December and it's a vibe. The long summer days, Cape Town's summer sun only sets after 10 p.m. during the height of the season. Golden beaches and a lively atmosphere make it a top choice for travelers looking for relaxation and a bit of adventure. One downside of visiting Cape Town in December is the crowds. To avoid the crowds and to also save a bit on things like your accommodation costs, you can plan your trip for the start of December, before the crowds arrive. The nearby Garden Route is also worth visiting in December, either as your main destination or as an add-on to your Cape Town holiday. The Garden Route is gorgeous at this time of the year, and there's a real holiday atmosphere in its small towns. Why go? December is peak season in Cape Town, and for good reason. The city is packed with beachgoers, wine lovers, and outdoor enthusiasts. But those long, warm days are enticing, and travelers can get outdoors and explore Table Mountain, sip world-class wines in Stellenbosch, and drive the Garden Route's scenic coastline. Weather conditions. Cape Town famously has a Mediterranean climate with temperatures averaging 20 to 30 degrees Celsius, 68 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit. You can expect clear skies and minimal rainfall, though the Cape Doctor wind may make an appearance. Activities. Visit Table Mountain for the city views. Enjoy beach days at Clifton or Camps Bay. Tour the Cape winelands for wine tastings. Explore the Garden Route's forests, lagoons, and quaint towns. The Kruger National Park and Sabi Sands, South Africa. The Kruger National Park is every safari lover's dream destination, and while December might not be the best time to travel here, if you choose to do so, you will have a unique experience. December brings with it the start of the rain, and that turns these parks into a green paradise, with water holes brimming with life and newborn animals making their first appearances. Sabi Sands, a private reserve bordering the Kruger, is the more luxurious alternative, and it is home to some of the best leopard sightings in Africa. This is the time of year when the wilderness feels raw and alive, a huge contrast to the dry winter months, making for incredible photography and intimate wildlife encounters. Both the Kruger National Park and Sabi Sands are famous for their Big Five sightings, and although the rains have arrived, there's not yet a threat of flooding. Why go? Along with its greenery and wildlife, traveling in December means fewer crowds compared to peak winter safari months, so it is the ideal time to visit if you want to avoid the tourists. Because it is the low season, you can often find discounts during this time of the year too. Weather conditions. Temperatures range from 22 to 35 degrees Celsius, 72 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit, with occasional afternoon thunderstorms. Activities. Morning and evening game drives, a guided Kruger Park safari, or a Sabi Sands game drive are highly recommended. Bird watching as migratory species arrive. Guided bush walks for a more intimate safari experience. You should specifically look for bushwalks that include animal tracking. KwaZulu-Natal, South Africa. KwaZulu-Natal is simply stunning in December. Durban's warm beaches, tropical climate, and vibrant nightlife make it an exciting December destination, but only if you want to be a part of the big crowds. If you want something more peaceful, you can head to one of the area's other many beaches. Off the coast, there are plenty of coral reefs where both novice and experienced scuba divers can take a dip. Just a short drive away, the Drakensberg Mountains are the place for a tranquil retreat, complete with hiking trails and scenic views. Inland Hluhluwe Imfolozi Park is one of Africa's oldest game reserves and a fantastic place to see rhinos in their natural habitat and learn more about the various rhino conservation efforts in the area. Why go? During the summer months, the rolling green grassy hills of KwaZulu-Natal are often shrouded in mist, while the beaches are irresistibly warm. This part of South Africa is truly unlike any other part of the country, and because it is not yet hugely famous, it is well worth the trip as you'll get to see places that not many others get to see. KwaZulu-Natal is also an exceptional place to visit if you are planning a family holiday or if you are someone who enjoys learning about history. Weather conditions. You can expect hot and humid conditions along the coast, 25 to 35 degrees Celsius, 77 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit, with brief showers, but it is cooler in the Drakensberg. Activities. Snorkeling and diving at Sodwana Bay, hiking in the Drakensberg, safari experiences in Hluhluwe Imfolozi Park. Okavango Delta, Botswana. The Okavango Delta in Botswana in December is lush, green, and full of wildlife, which is why this time of year is called the green season. While the floodwaters from Angola are at their lowest, the summer rains replenish the land, creating pockets of water that attract thirsty animals. This is a time when predators take advantage of vulnerable prey, making for dramatic wildlife encounters. Birdwatchers will also find this season spectacular, as migratory species arrive in large numbers. Often, travel guides will try to put travelers off, saying that the green season is simply too wet to enjoy, but that is really not true. Traveling at this time of the year certainly has its fair share of perks, and it is a great destination for families looking to have a memorable safari experience. While the Okavango Delta is a top destination for game viewing, don't discount Chobe National Park, which is also home to a variety of incredible wildlife. Both the Kalahari and the Savuti regions of Chobe are great places to go on safari in December. Why go? The Delta and surrounding national parks are brimming with life in December. While water levels may be lower than in winter, this is an excellent time for bird watching and predator sightings. You can also expect to find plenty of travel specials and discounts on tour, accommodation, and activity rates. Weather conditions. You can expect hot and humid conditions with daytime temperatures reaching 30 to 38 degrees Celsius, 86 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Rain showers are also quite common in the afternoon. Activities. Mukaro, canoe, safaris through the waterways. Walking safaris with expert guides. Bird watching for rare species. Chobe National Park, Botswana. Chobe is famous for its elephant populations, and in December, the herds gather along the riverbanks to drink and play. At this time of the year, the land is at its most green, and game viewing is especially rewarding. The mix of traditional game drives and boat safaris on the Chobe River allows travelers to see wildlife from a unique perspective. Why go? December is ideal for seeing huge herds of elephants along the Chobe River, along with lions and hippos. The late days, All that greenery and the spectacular skies after the rain make for the best photography conditions too. Weather conditions. Chobe is generally warm and humid, 25 to 35 degrees Celsius, 77 to 95 degrees Fahrenheit, with occasional rains that cool things down. Activities. Boat safaris on the Chobe River, traditional game drives, sunset photography of elephants at the water's edge, the Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe. The Victoria Falls is a year-round spectacle, but December marks the beginning of its rise to full power. The summer rains upstream start feeding the Zambezi River, intensifying the mist and the roar of the falls. If you've never seen the falls before, you'll be blown away by the sound. December is a wonderful time of the year to experience the surrounding rainforest, go on a sunset cruise, or indulge in a couple of adventure activities like whitewater rafting and helicopter flights. Why go? Experiencing the Victoria Falls, no matter the time of year, is an experience that you need no encouragement to book. The falls are magnificent, and they are the adventure of a lifetime for a family, solo, or romantic December holiday. Since December is somewhat off-season, you can expect some discounts and other attractive travel perks. Weather conditions. At this time of the year, the area is warm with occasional showers, 20 to 32 degrees Celsius or 68 to 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Activities. Helicopter flights over the falls, Zambezi River sunset cruises, whitewater rafting for adventure seekers. Bazaruto Archipelago, Mozambique. Off the coast of Mozambique, the Bazaruto Archipelago, a collection of islands, is a tropical escape with warm waters, powder-soft beaches, and a sort of exclusive atmosphere that is highly prized by travelers of all kinds. The islands are home to some of the country's best lodges, and there are plenty of exciting activities to choose from. Why go? December is an ideal time for snorkeling, diving, and exploring the marine life of the coral reefs. With luxury lodges set on remote islands, Bazaruto is perfect for those who look forward to utter relaxation in an unspoiled paradise, which is why it is largely considered to be just the destination for couples. Weather conditions. Mozambique is hot and humid, 26 to 34 degrees Celsius, 79 to 93 degrees Fahrenheit, with occasional tropical showers. Activities. Snorkeling and diving in the coral reefs, dhow, traditional boat, sailing, relaxing on untouched beaches. Etosha National Park, Namibia. Etosha in December offers guests a different safari experience from its dry season counterpart. The park's huge, famous salt pan is transformed by the summer rains, creating seasonal waterholes that attract an array of wildlife. While the animals are more dispersed, the lush scenery, active bird life, and presence of young animals make for a rewarding safari. Why go? Etosha's landscapes are brought back to life by the summer rains, and while the animals are more dispersed, this is a great time for photography and seeing young wildlife. Going to Etosha at this time of the year is great for families, and since it is the off-season, the park is generally quiet, with many options when it comes to safaris and accommodation. Weather conditions. It's hot, 25 to 38 degrees Celsius or 77 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, but you can expect some afternoon rain. Activities. Self-drive safaris in Namibia's premier wildlife park. Bird watching as flamingos gather at seasonal waterholes. Night safaris for nocturnal animals. Namib Desert, Namibia. The Namib Desert's dunes and sandy landscapes are at their most striking in December. The early mornings and evenings give travelers the perfect conditions for exploring iconic sites like Sossusvlei and Deadvlei, while the midday heat will give you that full desert experience. Why go? The Namib is just the place to go in December if you want solitude and a bit of drama. The way the light touches the sands is indescribably beautiful, And again, you have the perk of fewer crowds and the possibility of being able to book discounted holidays. Weather conditions. The desert in summer is intensely hot, 30 to 40 degrees Celsius, 86 to 104 degrees Fahrenheit, and dry with minimal rain. Activities. Climbing the iconic Dune 45, exploring Deadvley's ancient trees, scenic flights over the Skeleton Coast. What is the weather in Africa like in December? In the northern parts of Africa, the weather is cold and somewhat wintry, while in the south summer is just settling in. We've done a breakdown of the weather per destination, but here's what each country more or less experiences. South Africa, warm and dry in the Western Cape, but hot and wet in most of the rest of the country. Botswana, hot with occasional rain, particularly in the Delta. Zimbabwe, warm with increasing rainfall. Namibia, hot and mostly dry. Mozambique, tropical and humid with occasional storms. Can you do an African safari in December? Absolutely. While December is a green season in many parks, it's a fantastic time for birdwatching, predator sightings, and fewer crowds. The landscapes are lush and many animals give birth, making for incredible sightings. Which African country is best in December? For beaches, Mozambique is unbeatable. For safari, Botswana and South Africa shine. For waterfalls, Victoria Falls is a must. It all depends on your travel style. Daydreaming about spending December 2025 in Africa? Let us help you plan your holiday.